edition, I want to speak about a famous Moroccan rabbi. His name was Rabbi Shem Tov Gabbay, Zecher Tzadik Libracha, a great rabbi of his time, would live very much, I think, during the period of the 18th century. I'm not too sure the exact date when he passed away. There's differing opinions. Rabbi Shem Tov Gabbay would become a Rosh Yeshiva. He'd be a Dayan eventually in Jerusalem, a judge, and was one of the famous Talmudim, students of the famous one of the great rabbis of his time, the Xayim Kadosh. Very interesting enough. So he was actually born in Morocco. I'm not too sure the exact date he was. Yes, he was a great rabbi, Rabbi Gvay, and very much we don't know that much what actually occurred while he was in Morocco with regards to his structure, his places, but we know that he was a star student, like the main student, or the famous Rabbi Chaim ibn Attar, the Xayim HaKadosh, a great rabbi of his time. Now, I think it was around, it's chronicled over, that very much he was connected to the famous Yeshivat Knesset Yisrael. So let's learn about it. I think it was in the month of Sivan, I think in the year Hittaf Tzadik Tet, that was in the year 1739, where Rabbi Shem Tov is going to, I think, go to Livorno in Italy, I think with Rabbi Chaim ibn Attar, it's reported over, and with various other great rabbis, including Rabbi David Chaim Shmuel Chassan. Now remember, we've spoken about Rabbi Chassan on various occasions before. I think one of the targets was to get donations and to publicize, if you say, and the establishment of the famous Yeshivat Knesset Yisrael, which was going to open in Jerusalem. Now they would travel, I think, all over Italy, I think for around a year, and many of the Talmudim will actually join them, and I think eventually they will receive to an area of Akko they'll go to in Eretz Israel. However, they wanted to go to Jerusalem, but there was a rumor at that stage in time that there had been, I believe, a plague that actually came about at that stage in time. So this will, let's just say, torpedo this initial move to Jerusalem. Obviously, they don't want to come there at that stage in time. I think after several months, I think they were in various places and traveling in Eretz Israel. They would, I think, start teaching in the yeshiva, I think, in Akko, and they would start founding their various different the foundation and education. And I think eventually they found out that one stage in time that the plague in Jerusalem had stopped. I think this was around the year 1742, and this would actually, I think this actually happened to be at the start of the month of Elul. So then they would actually come to Jerusalem and they would form the Yeshivat Knesset Yisrael there. Now, Rabbi Shem Tov, let's just say, Gabbay, very much was a part of the yeshiva, I think, and would, I believe, head the yeshiva after the passing of Rabbi Chaim ibn Attar. I think this is around Tetzvav Tammuz, 15th of Tammuz, in the year 1743. Actually, just quite recently, the Hilula was, we're talking about, passed away around 280-ish years ago from the time recording here. I think come with the Hittaf Kuftet, he would actually write the signature of the Chavar Yeshivat Al Akmal Sefer Rishon LeZion, the book of the Rishon LeZion of his rabbi, and very much his name was engraved, I think, in the yeshiva at various stages in time. Now, the yeshivat, I think it started off under the name of Gdulat Mordechai. Yeshiva was, I think it was in the end, Hittaf Kuftet, or possibly beforehand, when they were establishing the yeshiva, I think at that point in time, it was under the name Gdulat Mordechai, and there was actually the help of Rabbi Mordechai Chaluk, who was a famous gvir and a philanthropist. I think he happened to be from Mahamar Grab, and under his name, naturally that was, I think it was also with Rabbi Shem Tov, let's just say, the helping foundation in the yeshiva. There was also featured very much educated was Rabbi Navon, one of the great rabbis of Jerusalem of his time. I think he would become, if I'm not mistaken, the Rosh Yeshiva of Knesset Yisrael at a stage in time. There was, I think, the yeshiva grew, and Rabbi Yonah Navon and Rabbi Shem Tov were very much helping and were part of the, let's say, chevra of the yeshiva, the founders of the yeshiva and itself. And there's many other great rabbis, the great rabbis of Jerusalem that would actually join in. Most certainly, Rabbi Yitzchak Zricha Azulay, who happened to be the father of the Chidah, Rabbi Chaim Azulay, and other great students that happened to be at that point in time. And they would, I think, name it the Yeshivat Knesset Yisrael. he was considered, let's just say, Rabbi Shem Tov Gabbay, one of the Chachamim, the main Chachamim, the important rabbis in Jerusalem, and really will have an integral part within regards to spirituality inside the city.